Yummy. You can taste the sage. Burning it around your body and drinking it, absolutely perfect. Sage, horsetail, dandelion, and root of burdock. Thanks, guys. Feeling great. Drink it all the time. I know they say not to, but hey, it's working for me. Listen to your body, you'll know. Today's a great day to talk about a crystal that I worked with a couple of healers. At one time I used to work with 2 healers. Just for about a couple of months, something like that. We were doing some deep work. And we were working on each other. Always a good thing to do. One of the healers talked to me about a crystal and brought it the following day because I was intrigued. They introduced me to this crystal and they said, let's do some work. And I always remember the healer saying, this is an old school healer and worked with crystals often, said to me, the 7 senses, the most powerful crystal to heal the 7 senses. And I said, what do you mean heal? They said strengthen. Healing is strengthening. Of course it is. Makes sense. Senses. So I was really excited and I said, I've never heard of it before. And he said, no, it's very rare. And it's an incredible energetic crystal, very powerful. And knowing how to use it is something that you'd have to embrace yourself. And I'd say, is there a set way you would use it? He says, I used to use it in a set way, but it limited me. Fantastic. Always confirmation all the time. So I said, would you 2 be prepared to, use it on me and tell me what you get? I'm really excited. So they did. So I remember lying down on my healing bed and it was my turn to have the healing session. And they started with a piece of, I'll show you. It's called Brazilianite. It's very rare. Hard to get. I struggled to get it, but I managed to get about 5 or 10 pieces the other month. So I've worked on them. I've just finished with them. Fabulous. Try and get it from your local store. Ask for it. Okay. It sometimes can have mica on, but it's just amazing. Sorry, I shouldn't even go into that, but it's just a beautiful crystal. It really is. It shines very brightly when you wear it inside your heart. You can feel the power of its energy. If I was to kind of put it to any kind of crystal, I would say it's got a smudging of the energetic energy of Moldavite, just a little bit. So it's a very, very powerful crystal in its way of, I believe, sending an energetic wave to the senses. So it basically heightens your senses. So if you're doing meditation, healing, anything like that, get some Brazilianite and place it on all senses and see. Place it on all power points, chakras, whatever you want to call them. Place the crystal and flow. So for me at that particular point, after the healing session, I was blown away and I said, wow, I saw so much. And they said, yeah. And this is why I was saying it's quite similar to Moldavite. It kind of helps you open up all the senses. And predominantly they said, well, it makes sense. It was around your head, Mark. And that's where my stubborn mule head was stopping me from attuning to the highest sense. So my lowest sense was in my mind. So the activation of cleansing my third eye, cleansing my crown chakra, or whatever you want to call it up there, the power source of here, cleaning that away and heightening the true you. So clearing the darkness and allowing the light to shine, or shining the light so the darkness isn't as overpowering. So I always remember lying down and in that particular moment, I got to see what I believed was other worlds. So it's like I said, it's just smidgen like Moldavite. So I got up and I said, Jesus, that's powerful. Where did you use it? And they said, just top of the head. And I said, well, it makes sense. And I gave them feedback of what I was feeling and what I saw, which was profound. It was profound. It's like wearing Moldavite. Not as profound, but really a good crystal. So it was my turn then to do the healing session, and the chap that was a healer for many, many years, I started doing the healing session, and it was all down at the root chakra, the base, they call it, right down there. And it was incredible what was being done down there, and you could see the vibration of the body shaking. It was incredible. And then the other healer came, sat down, and it was all on the solar plexus. It's all around about here. The other one was down below. It was like working your energy, and it's like, wow, you place the crystal there, put your hand over it, and you just feel that vibration, and you felt your hands shake. It was incredible. Afterwards, there's a sense of calmness. With Brazilianite, there's always a sense of calmness at the end of the tunnel, or the end of the storm. There's always that peaceful feeling after you've been on a storm, and it's, after you've had a scream and shout, and then there's some serenity afterwards. That's the feeling I get when I wear Brazilianite. I always feel calm. So there is a kind of cleansing taking place, which can seem a little bit heavy, but then there's always a calm afterwards. Again, it's very similar to Moldavite in a small way, in the way I speak, and it's one of the closest, what I believe is earthly crystal to Moldavite. So what do I think about this? That was only one story, working with two healers and myself together. That was a great, great moment of my time right at the very beginning. So what else? There's clarity. Without doubt, healing, internal healing taking place, physical, emotional, and mentally. No doubt at all. Again, depending on what part of your body needs repairing and healing and strengthening, this crystal always finally attunes to. So it has a life force of knowing where to clear the most densest energy, and also give a positive energy directed to a place that strengthens that particular place, that clears the negativity. Hope this is making sense. So it's an interesting crystal, and it's very difficult to write about. So normally, if I ever write about this crystal, I've written about this a few times in magazines in the past, and I've said that this crystal is a very unique crystal to yourself, as every crystal is, but this one more so, because it targets certain things very quickly. I've often heard people say they had terrible earache, and then afterwards they could hear much better. Terrible eye pain, and then they felt a lot more stronger in their eyes. So you will feel that cleansing, clearing taking place, and sometimes you get a bit worried. A bit like, again, all of these little things are very similar to Moldavite. I worked with it about 3 years. I had it for about 3 years. I always liked to give this away because it was always interesting to hear the outcome of Brazilianite. It's just generally a very powerful healing crystal, in my opinion. If you were to ask me if you're wearing it today, what would you use it for? I would definitely say meditation, to try and find answers to things that I'm struggling with. If I want to create a book, if I want to write, paint, draw, anything on the creative juices to start to awaken, Brazilianite's a great crystal. It's wonderful for children, definitely beautiful for teenagers. It really does help them without them knowing. On a level of healing the body, I think it's more about, rather than saying one particular thing, I would say it's a general crystal that targets the weakest part of the body. I think I'm just repeating myself now. And although it might sound like quite lame and very, very short as an explanation, it's actually very profound and very real and very true. You can feel it. You can feel it. Uplifting, positive feeling when you wear it. Always clarity as you've got it on, so you get to see things and feel things. Again, the senses, meaning one of the senses I believe is a sense, is the connection to the spirit world and you, your higher self. So you feel and listen to yourself more. All of those things, this crystal absolutely chips away at all the darkness and helps you feel how you're meant to feel. It strengthens your healing body. Basically, if you're physically not well, if you're wearing it, it helps whatever you've got in your body. So it's a general crystal, which don't use them words as a weakness. It targets everything: liver, kidneys, spleen, mind, memory, everything. It really works on all parts of the body. It's incredible. It really is. So I am actually glad that I found this crystal again. Found it 6 months ago, and it took 6 months to get to this point where I could mount them, and then they're on my website. But you can certainly go to your crystal store and ask for a piece, and I'm sure they'll find some somewhere, because they're probably not going to last very long on my website because there's only a few. Just one thing, they're not cheap, they're very expensive, and it's a rare crystal, a rare mineral. I think that's it really today. I hope you enjoyed this video on Brazilianite. I hope you can work with it, and if you do, and if you've got some, will you please leave your messages below and tell people what you've experienced from it, because in my opinion it is very individual, but it's still nice to hear other people's experiences. I love it, because then it gives me an idea of what maybe it has great power for. But what I have found is every healer that uses this crystal have always said that this is a crystal that works in tune with the client at that given moment. So it can really be a very exciting experience to work with Brazilianite, because you never know what you're going to get and what's going to happen. That's how fascinating it is. That's why I think it's an amazing crystal. And I forgot about it because it's hard to get. But when you do get it, it brings back memories and you think, wow, what a crystal. What a crystal. So if you do get Brazilianite, one little secret I would share: wear it with Moldavite and see what happens. Boom. All right guys, I'm going to do another video shortly. Have a great day and welcome to the beautiful world of Brazilianite. Thank you for going to Bajerski.com and buying your authentic crystals that I loved working with, as I did this one, and I hope you feel the energy from it too, and all the incense oils, teas. Thank you guys, you're loving your tea. Me too.